Hello and welcome to Titanium Talars Tarot. And today I will be doing a timeless collective pull for the week. Okay, the week ahead. And so I will be using today John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And I will explain. I will read what the card said. Yes, I will read up on it, and whatever comes to me as an inspiration or as a download, I will transmit to you as well. So, with that being said, let us get into your cards, shall we? So, please, angels, guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share what will be the energy. What will the energy feel like this coming week? Please, angels, guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share. Please, angels, guides, anyone with the highest good who has a message to share for my people, my collective, please come forward and let us know what we should expect for the coming week. Please, angels, guides, anyone from the highest good. And the card, first card out, Triumph. Well, I'm holding the word Triumph. Look at her face. It's really dedicated. She has her flag. She's proud of herself. She's moving forward. She's happy. So let's just... I haven't actually seen this card before, or I haven't noticed this card before. Or maybe my guides are making me feel like I haven't seen it before, but I know for a fact that I've looked at all of them at least once. Maybe it didn't register. I guess we should see. Triumph. The power of your soul is pushing and nudging you steadily forward. Whether you're setting new goals, developing ideas, or planning a journey, it's essential that it's carefully thought out. When you tap into your guidance, your inner guidance and balance, it will balance it with self-control, hard work, and perseverance. It's likely to manifest a triumphant outcome. It's time for you to be single-minded and focused on the end goal. Visualize, well, not single, just single-minded, as in be concentrated on one thing and one thing only, right? Visualize the successful result as if it were happening right now. When you've achieved what you set out to do, your ability to meet other life challenges will be significantly increased. So, well, this is really apropos because this morning I had a conversation with my parents about me and how I should work, and that right now I'm being too happy-go-lucky. I'm just going with the flow and I'm not really making my pathway, or so to say. And they're like, Nate, you have to sit down and make a plan, an action plan, and follow that. Which kind of makes sense. But for me, knowing about the old paradigm, that we have transitioned into new paradigm right now because we are moving into 5D. We went from 3D to 5D. So what 3D is you being reactionary to what is happening in your life, material, like to what has happened in reality in your life. You reacting to it is just a 3D response. Now 5D, actually I should come back, 4D, okay, is you knowing that you have control over the situation. You can manifest whatever you want by deciding that right now this is what I want to do, and you can do that. But just for the fourth step is just knowing that you affect your reality. In effect, what it is that you affect your reality through what you are putting out into the universe, through the wavelengths that you are putting out, through your vibration, which is in reality your mood, your thoughts, your actions, and all those things. So you basically affect your reality depending on how you feel about it. And how you perceive it will kind of impact how you feel about it. So everything is connected. Okay? And so the thing is, all right, like I understand my parents. They want me to be proactive and not reactive, which is basically what you learn in 4D, like being the difference between reactive and proactive, right? So if you're just reactive, it's 3D mentality, while if you're proactive, it's 5D mentality. I'm trying to say it in terms that is more understandable. Okay, so maybe you don't understand what reactive and proactive is. Reactive means that you're reacting to something that has happened, right? It's a reaction. You are just, something happened, so you react. Now, proactive is when you consciously think of what you want to create and act in a certain way to induce that from the universe. For the universe to see that you are doing this, and this. So it will compensate you with this, and this. Okay, so instead of you being the one reacting, the universe will be the one reacting to you, because you will be such a powerful source of influence to what is coming towards you that it will deflect anything you don't want by the way you react. Okay? So now I'm saying this, and so I was talking about how my parents talked to me about being reactionary and just going with the flow, or proactive. So what they mean is that you need to be proactive in your life. Okay, and right now you're just following the current of life. Okay, and when I'm like, okay, that's fine. And right now, what I just talked myself into is that you can be happy-go-lucky, you can go with the flow of life, but you can become a person. If you really want to make things good for you, you should become the person that affects your life instead of just react to it. Oh my God, I did not think this would go this far. So, in reality, what we need to do, okay, is instead of just going with the flow, try to make your own flow, right? Try to make your own current and have things follow you. So that is what I am concentrating on. And sometimes the universe sends you little hints. Like what my parents told me today was a little hint from the universe, which was saying, Tar, become proactive. Become proactive in your life. I'm like, okay. And the last bit of information that I needed to consciously come to, I just shared with you all, which is you can follow the current of life, or you can create your own current by the mood that you put out. And by the mood that you put out, you affect it. But it is not just by the mood, it is by everything that you stand for. So it could be the actions you take, the thoughts you think, the emotions you put out, the way you make people feel. All those things come together and create the impact that you have on your life. And that is how I see that. But then here it says triumph. Okay? So whatever you undertake, by knowing this, by knowing that you can affect your life, and you can affect it in a positive or negative way. So the moral of what I'm trying to say is, in order for you to get a triumph, to triumph over whatever is happening, okay, and to get ahead of what you want to create and become the victor of your life, is that you affect your life in a positive way by the actions you take, by the things you speak, by the people you interact with, by the emotions that you're living. See, for the longest time, I thought to myself, the only thing I had to do was just feel good and everything would just fall into place. Okay? And yet today, what I realized is it's not just the way you feel is only the beginning of it, because the way you feel will in turn magnetize you to what you are feeling, like to similar things that you are feeling. You are putting out this vibration of what you want to attract while feeling something. So let's say you feel happy. What will you attract? Only happy things. Okay, so let's say you're feeling happy and you've attracted a shitty situation. That means that you're not really happy, that you were actually faking it a little bit. So in that case, you're telling the universe, I'm happy, but I'm actually feeling this. I'm actually feeling shitty. So the universe had nothing else to do but send you shitty things that looked good, right? So I learned a ton today, and I'm so happy because, to be quite honest with you, I was really like pondering what my parents told me, and I was like, but like from all that I've listened to and all that I've heard, okay, from what I know is that if I feel good, if I vibrate good emotion and I put that out there, then that is the only thing that is going to come to me. And here is the hint, not the hint, but the finesse of the fact, okay? So yes, you are feeling good, and because of that, you are attracting good to you. Now the good at this moment can feel a little uncomfortable because it's not what you're used to, or it can feel a little, how should I say this, a little different, because like I said, it's not what you're used to, and it's in the guise of something else. It's wearing a disguise, right? So you don't see it when it comes to you, you don't notice what it is. You think that it's something else. And that's perfectly fine. When I was sitting down with my parents, I didn't even think that it would be something this good, or it would be something this positive. So take everything that is happening to you as a sign. Well, actually, you can take anything that is happening to you as a sign, or you cannot. But the key is that you not react to it, but you take it, you think about it, and then you decide what the best thing to do is. Now, I say this because this week I had to give a speech on like generational differences, and how not just generational, but it could be applied to generational, but also immigrant generational, because then you have the immigrant parents, right, who are used to a certain way of doing things from their country, and who try to instill that in their children. But then you have the children who are interacting with kids their own age of the country they are living in, and they want to become like them, and they try to move away from what their parents are telling them, their immigrant parents, and their parents who are still in the old frame of mind. They are trying to get in the new frame of mind to best adapt themselves to the new environment they are living in. I'm trying to like better phrase my statement. So in reality, it's just a confrontation of mentalities. And what came out of that speech was that it is totally possible to be able to marry both of them and to be able to incorporate what it is. Because I am the child of, my father came from Ethiopia, and my mother, even though she was born here, had parents of first generation immigrants, right? So my mother is completely Canadian, but her family raised her in a certain way. And I spoke about how, my parents being confronted with what their parents were trying to instill in them, and the way they were trying to instill in them, meaning the way they were raising them, and the way that other kids were raised was different. And so they were like, they were put at odds. So when came time to raise their kids, meaning me and my sister, they tried to do better so that they can best like unite our origins and the culture in which we are living, so that we can get the best of both worlds. And now I forgot what I was gonna say. So we were talking about that, and it was how both mentalities can only make you stronger. Because let's say we also talked about the fact that here in Quebec, people say that we can't hit our kids. But then when I did my research for the presentation, it said that you can only use force, or you can only use physical punishments to discipline your children. And the children must understand why you are disciplining them. So if they're too little to understand why you're doing it, they won't actually incorporate that fully in themselves, which brought me to when I was a child and when I was punished, and when I was disciplined by my parents, and the difference between both, and what really stuck with me, and all those things. So I spoke of that during my speech, and it was very good, because they really appreciated it. And it was a lovely conversation between all of us, and the conversation really moves forward, I find. Now, what really interests me as an energy worker is that I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've had a lot of difficulty in my life. I mean, I'm a light worker, so basically it usually means that you are sent to earth to live a bad experience, so that you can then in turn help others to raise their vibration and be better. So, but first you need to suffer a lot, so you can learn a lot to be able to instill in others what you've learned through your bad experiences. Right? So, and I really just understood that the last couple of years, and it's fine, it's okay, I'm good with it, because if I did not go through those hardships prior, I would not have been so well placed to speak of these things. Okay? And because of all those life experiences that I accumulated, I will in turn be able to live a better life myself. So, to be quite honest with you, I'm extremely happy that I lived a difficult first part of my life. I'm now 30 years old, and now I'm starting to get a handle on it, and I'm going to be open with you guys. I am currently working with an energy healer, and he is helping me clearing my path, my energetic path, to become more to have a better to have better income and all those things, because I've all my life I've had difficulty with it. So now he's helping me, and to be quite honest with you, instead of everything being a chore, being difficult all the time, I feel like things are slowly but surely loosening up. That is what energetic healing is. It's just basically it's loosening, it's allowing the energy inside of you to flow freely in your body. Now you're like, huh? I'm imagining people are like, what? Think of people. I'm trying to say this in a way that could be understood. Do you know of the chi system, the chakra system? Question mark. Okay, so the chi system is is the energy pathways that you have in your body, because from what I know, you have three layers to your body. Okay, you have your physical body, which is the first one. Then you have your energetic body, which is intertwined with your physical body, which means your organs, your nerves, your veins, and all those things. Then you have your soul. This is my perception of your entity, okay, of your being. And in my mind, okay, so I work with energy. That's what I work with. And so when energy workers work with you, they work so that the energy in your body can flow freely inside your body. Now, when I'm saying energy flow freely, think of, I mentioned veins, right? So when you have a problem in your circulatory system, you have a blood clot somewhere, which means that your blood circulation is much more slower, right? When you go to the doctor and he puts that cuff on you and he checks your heart rate or your blood pressure, that's what it is. It's to see how freely your blood flows through your body, right? So the same thing applies for energy. Your energetic system, your chakra system, which is another form of energy, but has the main sources of your power in your organs. I think, I'm not quite sure, but your chi system is basically like the veins, your blood. Don't quote me on this, but the way I see it is it's like the veins of energy, of your energy. Okay? So it's circulating the energy around. Now, when you have a block somewhere in your body, that just means that something in your life is not going well. And what an energy healer does is that they remove that block so that the energy can flow freely inside your body. That is what I do. That is what my energetic healer does. That is what we mainly do. Okay. Chiropractors can be considered as light workers as well. They work mostly with the body, but it's still energy because they are loosening up your body for it to flow more freely and move move better, right? Right. So that is what I'm saying. Energy healers allow your energy to move more smoothly in your body, have a more for it to circulate everywhere and for your life, and it helps your life to become uncluttered. It also helps if your room is clean and things are neat and tidy everywhere. Okay? So all this through Triumph, because it makes new connections in your mind. And basically, if you understand that your life is more holistic, if you see your life in a holistic way, that everything will affect everything else. That is what it means. Holistic is when you see your life as an entirety, like the whole. You see the whole more than its parts. Okay? Yeah. So when you have a more holistic way of looking at things, you will see that everything that you do in your life will affect you in some way or form. Okay? And now I'm getting into like the stuff that I learned in university, which is systematic versus like the systematic view of things compared to the parts of the system. Okay. So look at things as a whole. Look at things as a whole, and look at how the little things that you do will affect the whole as a unit. And refocus, like rethink of what it is that you're doing. Okay? So let's say, I'll give you an example because I'm getting lost in my own thoughts. An example would be you deciding that every day you're gonna eat junk food every day, and your body's gonna be fine. Okay, you're gonna stuff your body with junk, and you think that your body will be fine, but you're eating junk that you don't necessarily comprehend what is in it, right? There might be chemicals, there might be like bad fat, cholesterol, bad cholesterol, there might be plastic, there might be XYZ. Okay, I don't know everything about nutrition, but when you sit down and look at the fact that malnutrition will affect your body in a negative way, okay, compared to good nutrition, which will give you more energy, which will make you go faster because you have more energy, and all those things will live a better life, more healthy life. Okay, when you sit around, when you think of how a bad diet will affect you versus a good diet will affect you, then you'll be able to like seriously think, okay, which one do I want? Do I want the bad consequences, or do I want the good consequences? And what will come out of each and every one? And then you make a conscious decision on what it is you want to do. And it will be thought out and very like factually based. Okay? And so because you will be sitting down and thinking about these things, that will then in turn, because for you to really have full and complete triumph, for you to really be able to master your life and become the magician of it, and be able to affect not only your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, but also your thoughts, because the elements, right? Your thoughts, which are swords, your emotions, which are cups, your actions, which are rods, and I'm missing one. Rods, okay, swords, cups, rods. Which one am I missing? Swords, rods, cups, pentacles, and money, material gain, right? So that you can become the magician of your life, you need to be able to think things through. And that is what thinking things through will allow you to do. You need to be conscious about these things. And yes, I know it's going to be hard. And yes, it's not going to be pleasant, especially for those who aren't used to doing it. But once you get in the flow of things, it will become very useful and very helpful. Okay? So that is all that I have for you guys this week. Okay. If you like this and you would like me to go more deeper into your specific situation or pull a lesson for you specifically because you need one, you want to know what you need to be working on this week or what you should be looking out for in general in life, all those things, please contact me at the email in the box below and it will be my pleasure to help. In the box below, you will also find my price and a little description of the video. Okay, so with that being said, I wish you all a very good week and I will see you next time. Bye.